Welcome to Daxue Talks, a show powered by Daxue Consulting, a China-based strategic market research company founded in 2010.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aurelien Rigart. I'm the co-founder and vice president of IT Consultis. I'm from France. I've been in China and started this adventure 9 years ago. So IT Consultis is a digital transformation company with a team of 80 people in 3 countries, which are China, Singapore, and Vietnam. So we're helping Fortune 500 and fast-scaling startups to work on their digital transformation. It can range from e-commerce, from building mini programs, from building website, apps, integrating systems together, or overall work as a consultant on their digital transformation initiatives.
What features and functions can be developed through mini programs? Can we develop a chatbot, a mini game, a payment system, a shop, a face recognition, or CR? Also, what can and cannot be implemented through a mini program?
Well, I think, the beauty of a mini program is that you basically can develop almost everything and anything. So Apple is launching their own version of their mini program very soon. So believe it or not, Tencent has launched, this revolution, and Apple right now is going to follow through in a couple of weeks. It's been announced. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how things are moving forward. So once again, coming back to what we were saying, providing the fact that, you have a backend that allow your digital transformation to happen, then in the front end, you can do, everything. If you want to do artificial intelligence, related to different price structure, depending on what time of the day you're booking or depending on the traffic on the platform, you can implement all of this because most of the logic is going to be implemented in the backend. And basically the mini program is just a front end that is kind of plugged on it. So things that can be implemented on a mini program that are very popular in China is, of course, loyalty program or referral system, because we're saying those are private traffics. And those are, very, they're isolated. They are kind of silos. And the issue that you have with those silos is that it's hard to drive the traffic, within the silos. So you want to encourage, people to reshare or to purchase on it or to come back to it. So you need to find different ways to make it happen. So you can find, some ways to build social components within your mini program, or driving, the traffic through a specific KOL. Or building some referral program. So all of this is definitely possible, but the main system, the main function right now of those mini programs is to really drive traffic for the brands to have full ownership and understanding of what their users need.
What features are usable with a native app that you cannot find in a mini program?
So I think there is still some, limitation when it comes to AR. Augmented reality. So, WeChat came up with an AR kit not that long ago. It was not fully necessarily used. And now, brands are going to start leveraging it. That's something we're going to see, more and more, especially for new retail. We have a couple of projects with luxury brands, working on new retail and how you build AR and how you build O2O experiences. But those are not, as advanced as what you can do, with the Apple AR, for instance. But this is going to follow, step by step. So, but apart from this, right this moment, there is very little limitation, from what you can do with a native app or a mini program. The only difference is really, standing with the user experience, when you're on a mini program, every, other seconds, you're going to have your phone vibrating because you're going to have another conversation taking place, somewhere else. So, which means in terms of user experience, you're always going to have, the top header and the bottom header that are going to be a little bit different. So in terms of user experience, you're going to be in an area where you always, you very often need to rush. So basically, usually what marketers are going to do, they're going to work on the fear of missing out in order to drive a purchase or in order to accelerate the conversion, because they do understand that, the patience of people when they are on a mini program is going to be more limited than the one that they have on a full app where they are isolated from the rest. Although now, you have the opportunity to kind of minimize your mini program and come back to it afterwards, but still you're kind of multitasking, and it's not the finest experience. but like I see like people more and more like fully using mini program. Afterwards, if you need to have an app to learn Chinese or to learn English, of course you want to isolate yourself and like for 20 minutes be somewhere else, and this is where you would need like your own app. But like if you're a luxury brand thinking, oh, I need my user to download an app to shop, I don't think this is necessary. Or you need to provide like very specific like user experience or very specific products to drive the user over there. Otherwise it doesn't make sense to do it.
What kind of AI can be implemented within a mini program, and how smart can a mini program be with what Tencent is offering now?
Well, I mean, like AI is a very, very broad topic. Like we don't, I mean, there's going to be AI a little bit, like everywhere, but like what you see for, like most of the brands right now, that they're just trying to work on their digital transformation. So they want to do something that was like paper-based and they want to digitally transform it. So I think in China, we're arriving at a period of time, which is, like there's a strong disruption where all companies, all brands, whether they're B2C, B2C, B2B2C, they do understand that, everything that was done on paper right now, they need to digitally transform it. So like the AI is probably going to be really the next layer that is going to come afterwards. Right now, I'll say it's too early. If you're talking about AI, like you can talk about the AI that you have, like, for example, on your Ctrip, on your booking engine, that will calculate, like the different price depending on the traffic that you can have on a specific platform. But that's not necessarily something that is related to the WeChat mini program itself. That's something that is related to, like all the systems that are created, like for the booking engine.
Does Tencent offer some AI libraries or building blocks which help you to process intelligence through the mini programs?
So I think this is really the early stage of that particular part. I don't see any requests from any of our clients. So of course you get, like the AR that is coming directly natively embedded in your chat system. But, like the latest really, strong digital transformation in, like mini program has been the live stream. So live stream being made like very easily available, like from the back end. And what you can do is like for a brand, like, and we tried it and we've done it for a few brands, and it's actually pretty interesting. A brands just go on their back end, they make a request, like to WeChat to have the live streaming function. Just a few clicks later, basically you can see yourself and you are broadcasted to the, to the entire world. And, like that's, the digital transformation. And that's what, I know at some point we're going to talk about 5G. That's what 5G is allowing. It's allowing basically everybody tomorrow that are, like from, their home or anywhere, just with a phone to do live streaming. Because like in terms of bandwidths, like this is, like taking a lot of bandwidths overall. So, and what we see is that, like this technology is made very easy for developers. I mean, providing the fact that you have good developers and that they know how to, handle the WeChat API, how to navigate it. But I think, like 2020 and the beginning of 2020, especially with the COVID happening, a lot of brands have turned, like to live stream. But at the same time, what they do understand with live stream is that if you want to make it, on Ali, then it's going to be very challenging, because once you finish paying Tmall and when you have to finish to pay the KOL, and then, like all, like the subsequent fees, then like plus the discount that you need to make, then in the end, like you're making maybe like 25% of the revenues is coming to your pocket. We're not talking about profit, we're talking about revenue. So 25 to maybe 60% of the revenue, the rest is going, like to other people. So it's a little bit hard for brands to, like have those live stream and still have the opportunity to make a profit out of it.
Any questions? We will find an expert to answer them. Drop your questions in the comments or send us an email, dx@daxueconsulting.com.